It's Sunday evening, and you're here with the Minority Men.
Bean town forever. Boston. 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 You get your hands up. Boston is what I represent. Boston. Y'all remember Bean town forever. Y'all remember Boston is what I represent. Y'all remember Bean town forever. Y'all remember Boston is what I represent.
Welcome to the Minority Men Show. Thank you for joining us this Sunday, whether you do it live or through downloads. Appreciate your support. I am Anthony Cook. I am here with the Heart of Voltron public announcement.
What's going on, everyone out there on this beautiful, what is this, fall Sunday?
It's the last of the good weekends.
Yeah.
I think this, it's starting to get a little chilly out here in the north. So,
but hey, we're in the building every
That's
Sunday,
right.
5 to 7 p.m.
That's right. And we're also here with Bree. Say hello to everybody, Bree.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So proper.
Bree sound like she's about to do a commercial or something.
And we have a special guest today.
Yay.
I feel so special.
Absolutely.
I hope somebody can hear me because I can't hear a thing.
Yeah, no, you can hear it now.
Yeah,
You
okay.
sound good.
I do?
Yeah, now you
All
sound
right.
good.
Well,
you
that's
sound
good to know.
you sound professional.
Well, I try to.
There you go.
I have an image to keep up,
Absolutely.
It's in my own mind, mind you, but I have to keep it up somewhere, right?
That is the voice of Anne-Marie Broderick. She's on Point of Entry from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, also on Gag Order Network. Welcome, Anne.
Thank you for having me. I'm so thrilled. I was so excited and flattered when you reached out today and said that you needed an extra set of slapping lips here. So
No
here
doubt,
I am.
we've heard your show, and we like some of the things that you say on the show. You
Well,
get an interesting point of view, and we'd like to
Thank
get you
you.
on to mix it up with us.
Oh, I would love to. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have her on the show, too, because she has
Thank you.
a lot of insight. Another woman. We need another woman's presence here.
You want that estrogen, trying to get
power of the
more of that
estrogen.
estrogen. They're trying to take over public.
So you know what's going to happen is going to be half against half, right?
Versus.
Yeah.
Well,
They
now
have
they're,
the
now
battle
they're
of
blaming,
sexes.
have you heard that now they're blaming menopause in men or aging men? They say that when men age, part of the reason why they manifest the symptoms of aging is because they are also losing estrogen.
I've been,
Whoa.
Wow,
I've
it's
been-
our fault for
Whoa.
everything. Estrogen is it's responsible for everything. It's such a powerful hormone.
Wow.
Actually, I've been doing that for a long time, so I can understand.
So, does that mean that we have to start drinking soy milk in our 40s?
I don't know, but I'm for it.
I think soy milk is supposed to, raise estrogen levels.
Why does everyone feel like soy milk is like the end-all, be-all? I know an individual that drinks soy milk all the time, 24/7. Boiled, cold, warm, frozen, dry, picked off the tree.
Picked off the
Well,
tree.
me, I prefer almond milk. I think almond milk
I like
is better.
almond milk.
Actually, there's been this bad gripe about soy milk, actually, because it's a kind of food that soaks up everything, like mushrooms. When you cook tofu or mushrooms, they soak up the flavor, or potatoes. They're saying the same thing with soy, so they're saying it's actually not as good as people think because of all the pesticides that are so the soy, the edamame,
right.
all of it is sucking up all those pesticides. So they're actually saying to stay away from it because it's the cause of a lot of autoimmune diseases and things like that. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think we should just give up food altogether.
Yeah,
I know,
no.
yeah, we need to start.
Everything kills you. Everything kills you. Eventually, they all find out that something. They had a thing too about. I'm not sure if it was ibuprofen. I always get these two mixed up. There's acetaminophen, which was Tylenol. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Is that the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
thing? Okay. So it's already come out that Tylenol is bad for your liver. I believe, or
Yes.
your stomach, one or the other. I think it's
Liver,
bad for your
it's your
liver.
liver,
Okay.
yeah.
Now ibuprofen is bad for your stomach. So
Oh yeah, that's been around for a while.
and that's been around for a while too. So you know what I think? Stick with aspirin. They tell you to take aspirin for stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with why you're supposed to take aspirin. So maybe that's the solution.
But aspirin will kill you too eventually. But
Hey,
we're going to be going to commercial, but we got a lot to talk about. So if you have an opinion, please call in 857-366-5444. And Public, you got something to say?
Yeah, remember, this is the Minority Men Show. We're here every Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. Hit us up on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We will be right back.
In the thunder and rain, you stare into my eyes. I can feel your hand moving up my thigh, skirt around my waist, wall against my face. I can feel your lips. I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say ish. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis. With poetic justice, poetic justice. If I told you the flowers bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you. Anytime you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. Any place, and I don't care. Just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. Alright. Anytime you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. Any place, and I don't care. Just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that power, plenty of champagne, cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girl and curled up in the itty bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Don't approach her with that Atari. That ain't good game, homie. Sorry, they say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I can't right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. Alright. Anytime you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. Any place, and I don't care. Just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. Alright. Anytime you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. Any place, and I don't care. Just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. Alright. Put it in my life, put it in my life, put it in my life. Put it in my life, put it in my life, put it in my life. Put it in my life, put it in my life, put it in my
Hello, welcome back to the Minority Men Show. And there's someone missing on the group today, and it's Blue Collar. He's on his West Coast swing.
Louie, miss you.
He's out there taking, what is he, on Venice Beach, walking around, doing push-ups and sit-ups and crunches.
Yeah, doing some martial arts.
Yeah, we also have to give a big shout-out to Miss Adaya, too. She's been MIA for a little bit, which is good. She's always here, in her presence. So she might not be physically here, but she's always part of the Minority Men Show.
She's doing things, man. She's doing some good things in her life. And Blue, we miss you. Know you're falling in love out there. We'll see you when you get back.
Big Game James watching football somewhere.
Yeah. He's an endangered species, so he's hiding out.
He will not be back until this spring.
Pretty much. Very much. Like, this time of year, a lot of stuff is going on, the changing of the seasons, but what else is, unfortunately, for the last 12 years, it's been 12 years since 9/11, and a lot has changed, and, what I worry about with 9/11 is that I feel there's 12-year-old kids out there that were born when this was happening, and they have no clue how to feel about it. When you go to these anniversary celebrations, they're there, they're present, their parents understand what it means to them, but I don't think they have a grasp of it. And I'm just wondering, before I get into my question about 9/11, I'd like to hear your thoughts on where you were and what you thought about the whole situation. And I'm just going to go around the panel.
Ooh, that was a very I wouldn't say game, but life-changing event for me. At the appointed time, I was in college, and I was doing an internship with a government agency, which is like in downtown Boston. And I just recall sitting at my desk and I was listening to the news, and I heard there's a plane crash into the World Trade Center. I was like, what kind of crazy pilot is that? What was he doing that low to crash the plane into a building? And I sat there some more, and then a couple minutes later, I heard another one, and I was like, I'm here in a government building in downtown Boston, and they're attacking New York. So I'm thinking the next place is going to be Boston. So I ran to the head supervisor's office, and I was like, ma'am, you need to turn on the TV.
So she didn't know?
She didn't know. At the place that I worked, it was crazy. It was just, we were understaffed and had too many individuals coming in.
So you were watching TV while you were working?
I was listening to the radio. He's going to try to throw me under the bus.
So today you would be Facebooking while you're...
I'll probably be listening to something
social
else.
Media.
I'll be listening to the Minority Men Show playbacks. But yeah, so I ran into her building, and her office, and I was just like, wow, this is going on. You need to turn on the TV. And then she was like, what's going on here? And I was like, in my head, make the call. Let's get out of here. I'm not going to stand around in a government building and they're attacking buildings. So it took her a couple minutes, to realize what's going on. And then they made the call. Actually, her supervisor made the call. And I just remember walking down the hallways. I saw ATFs. It was like a gun show. I saw ATF agents with machine guns, bazookas, everything. You name it. They had it on them. And went outside. It was just like a madhouse of people trying to run to, I don't know if individuals are familiar with Government Center, the Government Center T station. It was like just a sea of individuals trying to run to that thing. And in my mind, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to run to the trains. If they're attacking buildings,
ground.
Yeah. So I was like, let me just run home. I'm not going to be
running at that point.
Actually, you know what? They were when it first hit, but then it stopped.
Right.
And I was just like, listen, I walked home, and I think the next week I was in MEPS, signing up. So next week I was in the United States Coast Guard, signing up, because I sat and I watched on TV, and I saw how the individuals, I saw how the Coast Guard, how they represented first. They were there initially, like they were patrolling the waterways of New York, and I was like, wow. That's powerful, so that was my story of 9/11.
Well, I appreciate your service.
Thank you very much. And that's something I will pass on every day, because I actually lived it. I was there, and, it makes me really reflect on life and how life is not promised. You don't know, because that could have been the JFK building where I worked.
And you know what? That kind of experience, which I think we as Americans are not accustomed to experiencing,
right,
is the kind of experience that takes place on a regular basis in countries overseas with far much more regularity than I think sometimes we're, as Americans, aware of. I think we're pretty insulated in a lot of ways from the actual day-to-day life in the Middle East, for example, but in other places too, where you have this kind of military mindset, if you will. And I think that's what made it such a shocking event. And I think that's why 12 years after the fact, you can say, I know exactly where I was when that happened, because it is such a rare occurrence.
I think not only that, going along with what you're saying, I think there's countries that don't have public trash cans because that was a place where people would hide bombs. And it's just that when 9/11 happened, I think there